amount of times I got my PS4 taken away is astronomical. One day I could be simply just chilling, and the next I'm getting sent to the most horrific jail of all time for not pausing an online game. My mom doesn't even tell me to pause the game. She just tells me to turn off the whole system. Then I'm just stuck in my living room reading a whole book in another language I don't even understand. Man, every day it felt like my last. For a long period of time, I had this habit where whenever I was on the game, I would look over my shoulder every 5 minutes with one side of my headphones off so I could be ready for anything. It was damn near like I was doing something actually illegal. I'm gonna talk about 3 different occasions where I got my PS4 taken away. So, let's get it, man. One of the times I got my PS4 taken away was so bull. Like, to this day, I still don't understand why. So at the time, I was doing laundry with my sister, right? We went around 7 p.m. and you know how long laundry takes, especially when you're doing the whole families. So after like 3 hours of sitting there waiting for the clothes to dry after washing them. By the way, why did laundromats put away the chairs? Like, I understand COVID still exists and you don't want people who aren't cleaning their clothes to just chill over there. But standing there for like 2 hours is not it, Mo. And those small window sills are just plain dirty. So back to the story. After getting the clothes dry, I'm thinking it's lit. We're finally done, right? My sister gonna tell me we have to fold the clothes, even mine. I do not even care if they're folded or not. Like, as long as I can find what specific clothes I need to put on for a goated fit, then I'm fine. In my closet was a shelf where I would put all my clothes on, and in my closet was a shelf where I would put all my clothes on, which was at the time taller than me. So I had to literally guess what clothes I was picking out. So after some time of sneakily putting my clothes in the bag without folding them, we get home. And you know what I'm saying? I'm tired. I was not trying to do anything. But of course, the water ain't letting me off the hook. I take all the bags out and put whatever bags of clothes to whoever owns it. Then I take the shopping cart and put it in my room. So after the hard labor I just put in, I'm just relaxed on my chair watching YouTube on my P4. My mom goes into my room and she tells me to put all my clothes back. But I told her I was tired, so we came to an agreement that I would just put some clothes back and the rest tomorrow. So I did exactly that. I put some back and got to resting. But this is where it turns for the worst. When changing the video, she walks in. I don't know if she assumed that I was playing video games, but she blacked out on me. Honestly, I don't even remember what she said, but all I remember was she was yelling at me saying that I have time to play video games, but I don't have time to put away clothes. Then she starts walking over to me, and after being lost, I put 2 and 2 together. She's trying to take my P4. I stood my ground like a soldier. Then I begged her to stop. She just went to the living room, and that was that. I was so burnt out that I just went to sleep immediately, especially when I have school in the morning. The next day when I got back from school, I passed by my mom's room and saw my Nintendo Switch in her room.
Nintendo Switch? I thought you said P4.
The next day, I got my PS4 taken away, but that's a whole nother story, weirdly enough. The second time, I ain't gonna lie, it's a mystery, not gonna hold you. Both these times just happened out of nowhere. I remember this day vividly too, cause earlier that day, BO3 had this D and you get a chance to unlock his special weapon. I can't remember what you had to do, but I did it and I opened the box and I got the Peacemaker. If you play Black Ops 3, the OP-ness of that gun is unreal. My friends were chilling on Fortnite, so I decided to just use it tomorrow or the day after, whenever that happened. So I'm on Fortnite, right? Chilling on Save the World, you know what I'm saying? And then I lagged out. Now, I would have been tight if I was playing Battle Royale, but I wasn't, so I knew I could just log back into the server and still get the rewards. So then I walk out of my room and my mom is doing my sister's hair, so I assumed that my mom moved the router by accident. So as I'm about to walk over there, my sister gives me a look that I'll never forget. The look that means...
It was at this moment that Nathan knew. He up.
Bruh. Knowing how scary my mom is, I reversed back into my room and decided to go sleep. I will do anything to avoid smoke. I remember in the middle of the night, for a glimpse, I saw that my mom opened my door. But with many years of experience of pretending to be asleep, I kept my eyes shut because I did not want to be caught lacking. So I woke up, right? Beautiful morning. Even heard the birds chirping. Then my mom comes into my room and sits down. Then she says,
It's time to put away the game. You have become so obsessed with it that you don't even come out your room anymore. On the game, you don't even know who you could be playing with. And I don't want these grown men telling you all this bad stuff.
what I think what happened last night was her friend called her and she must have told her that there's dangerous people in the game that could be talking to me. So she must have listened and decided to take action. Trust me, I tried to dispel this foolish way of thinking, but it did not work. She was not believing anything I tried to say. I tried to tell her that I only play with people from my school, which was 100% true, but she assumed that I was so addicted to video games that I would just lie. So with complete sorrow and sadness, I had to put my PS4 in a box and give it to her. And I never got to use the Peacemaker. Fuck! The last time, or the latest, was back in quarantine. This time, it was a little different, because the duration of having my PS4 taken was much shorter. But this time, I kinda understand, but I still don't agree. You know, during quarantine, rarely were there anybody in Zoom classes. Like, what was the point of joining if I could just do my work out of class? Which I was going to have to do either way. And there was even a time where I joined and my English teacher said my last name wrong. But that's not why I stopped Jordan. Tell me how one day I was doing my work on like majority of my class and my mom tells me to go to the living room. I was frustrated in my head, but I just chose to oblige, because like I said earlier, I want no smoke. I arrived to the living room and my mom tells me why. She said,
Your teacher just called me and she said you was playing games. She said you was playing Call of Duty. For now, you will sit here and do your schoolwork.
listen, never once in my life have I ever told my mom about any name of a video game, let alone Call of Duty. And I wasn't even playing video games, so I do not know what that teacher is talking about. I tried to tell her I don't play video games during class, but she told me,
The teacher said his student told her that you play Call of Duty. So even if that's not true, just sit here so there's no way you can get in trouble.
student? Whoever told the teacher that can go choke on her. I just accepted it and watched YouTube the whole time. I was way too tight to do any homework.
Well, easy. That's not getting your PS4 taken away.
Well, Timmy, let me finish, you bitch. So over the course of months, I continued to stay in the living room until like 2 p.m. and I was lagging in 2K. At the time, I was trying to hit legend, but this school nonsense was wasting my time. So I had to make up for time later in the night. So I would often try to play at 1 a.m., but my mom would come into the room sometimes and tell me to go to sleep. So one day she came into my room and it was once again 1 a.m. and she just had it. She took my console away without a single word. And it didn't help that my PS4 sounded like an engine. No wonder why they call it jet black. Honestly, I was just depressed because I lost my wrap-up game. And at that point, I was just used to it. Then after a week, I got my PS4 back. I ended up stopped playing 2K. And that was officially the last time. So, if you made it to the end, which most of you haven't, or most likely no one at all, thank you for watching all up to this point. Or even if you just watched a minute, because that's a minute that you'll never get back. I appreciate it. I share these stories to tell a message. Notice a trend with all these stories. My PS4 got taken away because I was playing it too much, which was distracting me from my real responsibilities. Every time I got my PS4 taken away, it was some kind of sign for me to get myself up and do something productive. When I finally put the game down, I started doing and learning so much stuff that I should have already done if I had just stepped away from the game. So essentially, the moral of the story is, get down and give me 50 push-ups now.